Hey guys, it is Jennifer Watson here, and I'm excited today to chat with you a little bit about one of my favorite topics. We are calling this little chat Creating Your Own Starshine. What do I mean by that? Many of you listening at this point may have been through some just different things in your life, tough things, things that really broke you, maybe made you feel like you were circling the drain. Maybe were just really tough times and you lost a little bit of who you were, your passion, your purposes. Well, if that's the case, this talk is absolutely for you because there is ability to create your own epic starshine, your own epic life again. And there are definitely different factors that we can connect to, reach out to make this happen. And they're easier than you think. So I'm excited to get started with that today. So, one of my favorite quotes ever, and I've had it probably on my refrigerator for years, is sometimes you have to take a leap and build your wings on the way down. I'm going to encourage you guys today to just have an open mind, be watching this video, feet on the ground, in a quiet room, just be able to be present and be open to the things I'm going to chat about. You'll get the most out of it by doing that. I'm going to encourage you to take, quote, your leap of faith, of just trusting this process, trusting what we're going to chat about today, and see what resonates with you. So, creating your own starshine. This is about creating the most epic life for yourself. And what I have found, there are definitely 5 separate components to create this epic life, this life that you were meant for. And it all starts, before we go through those 5 components, it all starts with you. And it starts with authenticity with boundaries. And what do I mean by authenticity with boundaries? Authenticity with boundaries, everyone, really protects your peace. Let's first just discuss what is authenticity. In the basic form, what authenticity means to me is you have to get what makes you tick, what it makes you you, and really show that and display that to the world, being your quote authentic self. Sometimes that does take, just dumping things out of your life, whether it be toxic relationships, toxic work, toxic, you name it, it could be anything, toxic food. Start taking things out because you really need to take things out to bring the good things in to figure out who you are. With boundaries piece is really looking at saying no more than you say yes, really knowing yourself, and then creating boundaries out around that will just make you a better person to yourself, but also those you connect with. It creates a healthy boundary, and it creates just this ability to bring out the best versions of yourself. So that is probably a whole nother topic that we can get into at another video presentation. Saying no can be hard, but once you do it daily, practice it daily with love and kindness, saying no more than saying yes can often create this authenticity of yourself, knowing who you are, and just creating more peace. It protects your peace. Some other things I want to reach out to on this same slide is really looking at meditation, moving, and sleep. When you take the stuff out, you want to put good stuff in. This will also help you ground yourself, really figure out what makes you tick. Maybe some of you at this point don't even know what that is. And that's a really important piece. So taking out some toxic things and putting in some good things is going to help you find your authentic self, then be able to say no more than yes, and create those boundaries you need to create all these other parts we're going to talk about today. So authenticity with boundaries, remember, protects your peace. Our first connection to really creating the Starshine life is creativity with delegation. What do I mean by that? Creativity with delegation creates courage. Let's look at creativity. Creativity takes on all kinds of forms. Movement, exercise, the arts, painting, drawing, food, even cooking and baking different foods really taps into your creative side. Often when we tap into our creativity and just see what we like to do and see if we're good at it, we see our gifts in ourselves that maybe we didn't see before. It opens our brain to new opportunities. We actually create greater neuro connections that expand to different areas of our brain when we're tapping into our creative side, trying new gifts. And again, it also makes us look at things that maybe we're not as good at. That's where the delegation comes into place. Creativity allows us to see our gifts often and also the things we're not as good at. And that's when we can delegate. Delegation is okay, you guys. Really fanning your gifts and then getting support from others where you may struggle is a profound thing. And that all takes courage. It creates courage when you are willing to take a leap, find what your gifts are, find out what they are, and be humble enough to ask for help, to delegate out. Remember, again, you're probably seeing a constant theme here. For creativity to really happen, you gotta dump some things to let creativity in. These things can be TV, excessively use of bad food or alcohol, even social media. You guys, I use social media, all of us do, but really having boundaries on social media, that can really be very toxic to us and really limit our creativity. So remember, creativity with delegation creates courage. When you're creative, you tap into your gifts and the things that you're not as great at, you can then delegate accordingly. And again, these two things create that courage, create this opportunity to, again, create this new, better, epic life for yourself. Second point on that lovely star, self-advocacy with your peeps. Self-advocacy with your peeps, you guys, creates powerful, powerful leadership. So let's look first at self-advocacy. What that really means is be your own advocate. Stick up for yourself, what your beliefs are, what your morals are, what your values are. Again, this can be hard. It's like earlier when we were talking about inability to say no sometimes. It is a hard task to perform, but if you do it daily, just standing up for what you believe in, it's a huge, huge power shift for you. It really helps you create stronger strengths to who you are and create that leadership role that you want. And with your peeps, you guys, you want to surround yourself with people that are really your advocates. And these advocates will truly may look different than you really anticipate. Don't just go after your friends. There might be other people out there that maybe are very different than you, but might be your greatest advocate. Be open to that. I'm always a big believer, if I'm too much for you, you're not enough for me. That's one of my other favorite quotes, and that's okay. Find your peeps that really get you, that support you, and then kind of let the others slough off. There's a lot of energy behind trying to keep people that don't get you. Really create self-advocacy for yourself. Be your own advocate. Stand up for your truths, your morals, your beliefs, but surround yourself with people that really support you, even if they look different than you expected. Again, you're seeing a common theme here. You gotta dump. You gotta dump, in this case, self-sabotage, self-doubt. And again, this is a skill that you have to work on every day. All of us have different distorted beliefs we probably have about ourselves or about things in life, and really getting a handle on our thoughts and our mindset daily to make sure that we are advocates for ourselves, making sure that we do have people that surround us that really support us. I really encourage you guys to really get out of your head and get into yourself. And again, this takes a daily practice, just like the other two components we were talking about. All of us have our favorite self-sabotage techniques. And if we can get out of our head and really move toward other opportunities for ourselves, that is just going to create this powerful leadership that you never thought imaginable. So let go of people that maybe aren't serving you. And also let go of what people think about you. That's another really big one. One of my other favorite quotes is, "It's none of your business what people think about you." When you can kind of let that go, it's very liberating. You can really focus on what you believe in and advocate for yourself, and then reach out to people that really advocate for you. Our third point to our lovely stars, intuition with soul purpose. Intuition with soul purpose creates genius. So what is intuition? We all probably have our favorite, descriptors of what intuition is, but it really is your gut and your gut instinct. And trust me, when your gut is healthy, when you're really in tune to your gut, it is brilliant. Some of the greatest leaders of our time, some that you respect in your own life, really tap into this intuition consistently. You really tap into their gut brilliance consistently. And When you tap into intuition, you also really get to your soul purpose, why you're here on this earth, what gifts you have to serve the world, to connect with the world, and be of service to the world. And I always say, you're using your intuition, your gut instinct when you don't really care that you fail. And also, that's another side tangent of a series that I often talk about. Failure is kind of relative. Failure to me is not really failure; it's just lessons that are learned anyway. But no matter what, when you're using your intuition, when you're really going with your gut, you're not even caring that you fail. You're not even caring whether people think. You're just committing to what you know is truth. And that commitment does take genius. It creates genius in you because you're tapping in to your soul purpose. You're tapping into, I got to go this direction. I got to do this thing because you're feeling it in your gut. Combining intuition with your soul purpose, why you're here, will create genius. Again, going back to some of the greatest leaders in the world, the geniuses of this world, tap into these two areas. Again, you're seeing dumping some things. You got to dump your critter brain and just commit. Your critter brain is kind of your almost basic part of your brain. We share it with all the other animals in the animal kingdom, and it's your survival mode. And really for growth, really for intuition to work, you really got to dump that part of your brain of fear. And again, these are areas that I often coach in with people as we're trying to change belief systems, behavior patterns to create this epic version of yourself. But know this, dumping your critter brain and committing is going to even heighten more your genius, your more intuition, and even drive home your soul purpose for your life. The fourth star is no plan B with no plan B. So, no plan B with no plan B creates a strong vision. In a quote, I say, never, never, never give up attitude, right? That is a huge thing to think about with no plan B. I think of Will Smith. I think one time he was interviewed and he was asked, what made him so successful? What was the one thing that helped him just strive and succeed over anybody else? And he said, I have no plan B. And that was one of his major answers. And I thought that was awesome because when we have no plan B, we run our race. You run your race. You kind of put that laser focus on and stop comparing to others and start thinking, oh, should I do this? Should I do that? And you just go with it. Your course may change. Now, I will say that maybe your goal is to run a marathon. Maybe you have a certain course that you want, but you end up getting an injury and you have to deter from the course, but your goal is still to run the marathon. So your course may change, but remember your vision for completing and attaining your goal does not. And again, go figure, you're dumping some more things. You want to dump those that don't believe in your vision, don't believe in your goal, don't believe in your no plan B. Hire those, that are willing just to support you. You don't want people that are going to blow sunshine up your rear, as I say. You want advocates for you. You want them to be there to balance out, to be your support system and those that advocate for you and that can be honest with you. When you have no plan B with no plan B and you go with it, this creates a strong vision toward your goal. And again, it creates this never, never, never give up attitude. And this is a huge component to life because life is not easy and you're going to find goals really tough to get to and you're going to have up and down days with those goals. But when you run your race toward your no plan B, goal and vision, it will be epic with that mindset. You will see profound results in your goals. Do not forget that. No plan B with no plan B. Finally, the fifth star. This is probably one of my favorites to talk about because much of my coaching utilizes intuitive and spiritual management and find it's really profound for a lot of people that I coach to help change beliefs and behavior systems to create the goals that they want to attain and create even more beyond that. So spirituality with essential self. Spirituality with essential self, you guys, creates a graceful, beautiful, awesome, authentic dance. What is spirituality? It's a little bit different for all of us. We describe it different, but it really is who we are beyond ourselves, what we believe that's beyond us in this world, that whether we believe in God or something beyond ourselves, beyond human beings, beyond our human being connection. It's really what we believe is beyond ourselves, beyond this world. What connection do we have to this world? And it really does connect with our spiritual self. Knowing what you believe about yourself and your connection to the world and how you use your gifts to serve the world and get the goals you want to connect to the world is a huge part of your spirituality. And when you have this, you connect the most with your essential self. So soul purpose we talked about earlier is really about really getting what your passions, your purposes are that allow you to drive toward your goals. Your essential self really is your deepest part of yourself that really makes you look at, why am I here? Really, why am I here? And what is there after me, before me, during me, all that. And that is going to really drive you into the place that you want to go in this life, no matter what happens to you, good, bad, and the ugly. It really creates this ability to ground yourself no matter what is going on around you. Your essential self, getting what that is, and your spiritual self, getting what that is, will absolutely create this epic, graceful dance and help you make decisions for your good and for others around you. Again, we're dumping the belief that you are small. You guys, you are not small. All of us were meant to be here for a purpose, right? You are an absolutely powerful creator. Figuring out what your gifts are to serve and finding out your essential self is a big part of that journey. But really realizing you need to dump that belief that you're just here to take up space or take up air. There's really more beyond you, or for you, should I say, that will create this epic life that you truly, truly want. So, to become this starshine, to create this starshine in your own life, to create this epic life that you want, you first have to have at that core that your authentic self, right? Getting what that is, and really standing up in it so people can acknowledge that, the people that are around you, really standing firm in it. Our 5 points: self advocacy, really using your ability to stand up for what you believe in, your morals, and surround yourself with good people to support that, your intuition, your spirituality, your no plan B, your absolute creativity. All 5 of these components tap into all 5 areas of yourself, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, to create a more starshine life, you guys. Doing a little bit of work in all 5 of these areas. Like I said, these are not things that you just sporadically look at, but daily tapping in to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these areas every day will absolutely create a firmer, authentic self, a better version of yourself, and create the starshine life that you want. Now, with that being said, quote, shizzy happens, unquote. I can't swear. My mother would kill me if I did, and I'm going to respect that. But I do have my made up swear words here. So shizzy does happen. You know, life is constantly, right, going in and out of bounds. Good days, bad days, things that are coming at us that were unexpected, things that are expected. So it's really not about trying to create all these epic parts to happen great every single day of the week and twice on Sunday. It's really learning to work on them every single day and being willing to be in and out of balance. When you can work on these areas I'm talking about, but not get to the point that you're down on yourself and thinking, is this working or not, really is the sweet spot. We want to create emotional stability as you're working your way through these 5 components of creating this life you want. Every day in, day out, like I said, there's things that come up and you're not going to have great days every day, but learning to balance emotional stability, trust the process, wait, and trust the process, and really work on all these areas is going to create so much for you guys, that starshine life that you want. Be realistic with these goals as you delve into this journey for yourselves.